This is what I wish I knew when I was in my 20s, as a woman who's now in my 30s, when it comes to dating. If he does not thoroughly enjoy taking care of you, run. It should turn him on to please you. It should fill his cup to fill yours. If there is any sentiment that you are a burden, a chore, depleting him, what do you bring to the table, any of that, run. If he does not naturally make you a priority, next. If he has enough time in his day to use the restroom, if he has enough time in his day to eat food, he has enough time in his day to call you, to text you, to get back to you, to prioritize you. People prioritize what they want to prioritize. Someone raised on love cannot date someone raised on survival. Unfortunately, this is especially prevalent in Black communities where people had to grow up raising themselves in really difficult situations. If he does not get therapy and is at a point of healing to the point where he can recognize love and give love and process love, do not waste your time if you are raised on love. You can see a dog on the street, want to take them inside, but they can maul your entire family because they do not understand what love is when you reach out your hand to pet them. If he gets defensive when you express your truth, next. The wrong man will try to make it seem like whatever it is trivial. It does not even matter what it is. He could hurt your feelings because he wrote your name on a card with bad handwriting.
What?
It does not matter what it is. If you are feeling a way about it and you cannot talk to him and hear his empathy and compassion, and he does not have to agree to understand. He does not have to agree to show love and care and consideration. If he does not have that level of emotional intelligence and availability, move on. You cannot teach someone that. If he's aggressive with others, he's most likely going to be aggressive with you. If he cannot respect your boundaries, move on. That is a dangerous situation. If he cannot set boundaries with others, move on. This boy will have you feeling like the man in the relationship. If money is the #1 metric that matters in his life, move on. You will never come first, and you are going to be seen as an expense. Let me know if I should do a part 2.
You know what I realize about these videos? It's always what a man is supposed to be doing, how a man is supposed to be treating you. What you're basically saying is this man is supposed to be worshiping you, and you're supposed to come with him with any little problem, no matter how stupid it is. You as an adult should know how to calm your emotions and take care of your emotions and resolve your issues on your own, and only come to him with major issues because this is a busy man that's working hard and still have a whole lot of life outside of focusing on you and your feelings. He's supposed to come and baby you if him writes your name wrong, or if him have to use the wrong handwriting or some whatever BS she said. But notice that these women want these men to bend over backwards and cater to them, and for lack of better words, worship them. That is why I tell you men, when you enter a relationship feeling like you're worshiping the ground that she walks on and, oh my gosh, she's the best thing since sliced bread, happy wife, happy life, they're not going to respect you.
No.
Notice the kind of men they respect. Notice the kind of men that they reproduce with. And then they wait for men who will worship them, who will treat them like this young lady in the video wants to be treated. They will marry those kind of men once they hit the wall.
Man, this is some bullshit.
If you're rocking with my content, let YouTube know by hitting the like button and leaving something in the comment section so we can continue to call out these broads, these toxic broads, and highlight just why men are choosing to be like, nuh-uh,
Get to the chopper!
And I get it. There's men that prefer not to be with women with kids. Like, we get it. We hear you guys. We hear you loud and clear, okay? Nah, man don't want any woman with kids, you know? Don't want no woman with kids, you know? Like, any man that is so vocal about, I don't want a woman with kids. Why on earth would anyone want to be with someone like that? Why? Because it's just a horrible trait to have. Like, yes, have your preferences, but don't go and shout down a whole group of people in society. and make them feel worthless about themselves just because you don't want to date one. Make it make sense.
These are the same women who will shut down a whole group of men because they're not 6 foot, or they're not making 6 figures, or they don't have 6-pack abs. So they can understand how it's unfair to shut down a group of women because they don't match your preference, but it's not unfair when women do it. You see, like, And then notice she was like, why would anybody date men who don't want to date a woman with kids? You meaning like anybody who want to date men who want to start their family, their own family from scratch, who don't want to take care of somebody else's seed and pick you up with your long titty?
Got him!
Worst thing you can do as a woman is not be nonchalant. And this comes as an ex-lover girl that used to be like, I'm not gonna hold anything back, I'm gonna go full force for it. When I was 21, I met this guy in Miami. Within 2 weeks, I was like, listen, I'm gonna fly to LA. I can't let this go. In a month, I was kind of like, what are we? I invested all this time into you. I wanna know where this is going. I think as women, the worst thing we have is this idea of scarcity mindset, whereas men have this idea of plentitude. Men not think that you are gonna be like the last good woman they're ever gonna meet. And know they can go to the club, they can pick up some girl, and she's probably gonna start folding his laundry and feeding him within a week. Shit literally all comes down to the chase. No one wants to hear it and nobody wants to.
So first of all, I feel like they overgeneralize when they talk about these things. It's the men of value. So the top 10% of man, of course, a bunch of women running him down. So he's not going to move out of desperation to get with someone who maybe average to below average, right? So if you have a top 10% of man in terms of looks, a top 10% of man in terms of income, and he has a bunch of women, of course he knows he has option. But let's talk about the average guy and the average woman. Of course, the average guy is going to invest time in a woman he's dealing with if he does not have as much option. So you trying to play tit for tat game with a man that's out of your league, you're not going to win. And it would have been the same flip if a man was trying to play tit for tat games with a woman that's out of her league. Y'all need to date within your league. Date within your category. Average people date average people.
Play games, but that's kind of what it is. Like about the guy that's like way too much on you. It's very off-putting. It's like, dude, what's wrong with you? When you over-invest into men and you prioritize them, you give them all of the power. Being nonchalant puts you at an advantage. Personally, with dating moving forward, I know that if I want to actually get to know someone and not romanticize this idea of them and fall in love with their potential, I have to date several people at one time, because then that way I literally cannot physically prioritize you. Eventually I can wean that down and start to see, okay, who really is a good person for me.
So you see, this is how they hop from man to man to man and get mixed up with the wrong kind of man. Instead of focusing on one person and saying, okay, do we align? And as soon as you see the red flags, you cut. But instead, they want to say, oh, I'm going to date multiple men, and I'm going to use multiple men's resources, and I'm going to ride multiple men's CC, and I'm going to do with multiple men. And then before you know it, they hit 40 and have to be calling upon Kendra G trying to find a man.
Why you will notice that men end up on top most of the time, because they've taken a really long time to finally settle down with somebody. If you draw back your energy, you'll realize how much oftentimes the ideas that you've created in your head are false, and this person's not even as great as you thought they were. A lot of times in my own personal life, I invest so much into a man for him to pick up everything I invested into him and then go to the next girl that's like literally not even paying him any attention and treating her beautifully. It's not to say that you have
why invest time in a man who hasn't shown you that yes, he's interested in you? A lot of these women, they're just chasing a man. These are pick me women. They're chasing the men who are not paying them the most attention. So they're thinking, oh, if I do more for him, then he's going to eventually pick me. And then she's going to get butthurt when he's like, nah, sis, you're not in the same category as I am. I'm going to go be with somebody who matches me.
To be nonchalant forever. If they're not texting you, don't text them. If they're not asking you to go out, don't ask to go out. If you feel like that's just not the person that you are, then you need to go look specifically for someone who is exactly like you. Otherwise, you are setting yourself up for disaster.
And so why don't do that in the beginning? Why you not date somebody who have on the same page as you, instead of trying to play these mind games? Oh, I'm not gonna text him first, or I'm not gonna. Y'all have so much time.
Come on, man, you don't know better than that as a cool person. Come on, man.
These women have so much time to be playing these games. If you're with a man and you realize, okay, he's not checking for you as much as you're checking for him, just cut. Leave. Why you have to be playing these games?
Well, because people have their own shit going on, and stop making someone's validation and acceptance of you your self-image and self-worth. I have dated men that have treated women horribly before and then treated me wonderfully, and then I've also dated men that have treated me horribly and treated the next woman beautifully. The way to leave relationships unscathed or any type of situationship is to just not over-invest yourself or to take anything personal that people do. Move at the pace that they're moving. If you've ever watched Miss Sprinkle, she always talks about how the more men invest into you money-wise, the harder it is for them to leave. I mean, this applies also, it's just with our energy and kind of like our sexual presence and stuff. The slower you are to sleep with them, the slower you are to invest your energy into them, the slower you are to center them into your life, the easier it will be for you to leave or not care when things are not going right.
These women are nothing but a tax write-off, and they make that sprinkle woman who will stay on tell them some BS. A lot of these women are nothing but a tax write-off. Ladies, stop playing these unnecessary games. Beyond me can't understand where you guys even find the energy for all of these games that y'all be into. Just if somebody not checking for you, if he's not reciprocating, just leave. Just like how these men are saying, oh, y'all not reciprocating, let me go ahead and get my passport, because you value yourself, you know what you're worth. And always be claiming that I know what I'm worth, I know I'm worth, but at the same time, y'all have to be playing these games. People of value don't even have time to be playing the games, much less. Like, stop it.
Stop it. Get some help.
Go check out this video. Women are frustrated that men are no longer dating, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, y'all.